To start your ad in Photoshop, you need to first go to Lightroom and select the best product photo that you want to work with for your ad. So I'm going to select this one. Because I've already clicked on it, it's highlighted in grey, in a lighter grey. And remembering our shortcut to get this from Lightroom into Photoshop, simply hit Command or Control E. And it will just give it a little bit of time. And it will open up with a menu. There we go. Just allow that to stay on. So edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments, select edit, go open anyway. And it might just take a couple of seconds and then Photoshop will open. The first thing we're going to do once it's open in Photoshop is crop out our product and place it into an A4 document. So all I'm going to do is just grab my document. So using the regular marquee tool, I'm just going to grab it, crop out a bit of the background, okay, and then I can Command C to copy. I'm going to go up to File and New. And again, you need to make sure your paper size is A4. So International Paper A4. If you have the newer version of Photoshop, remember you just go to Print along the tab at the top and there should be an option for A4. Please don't leave it untitled. Write it as the name of your product. So mine is Palmolive Soap. And then just put your name and maybe your last, your last initial. So that way your teacher can recognise it quite quickly on sector. Hit OK. And now I've got my A4 page. So I can just Command V to paste my product in here. And now I'll just work on cropping the background out of my product while it's in my new document. So probably the easiest way for me to do that is to go to the Magic Wand tool. And remember, if I click on the background, it will pick up all the pixels that are similar, enable me to hit delete on the keyboard, and it will get rid of them in one hit. Now, you can see that when I do this, there is this really thin border around my product of green, which I don't want because that's going to show up against my background. So using this tool is sometimes not perfect. It's really good at getting rid of large chunks, but you are going to have to tidy up your product using the eraser tool. So delete as much as you possibly can without removing any of the product itself using the Magic Wand. And once you've probably got it to about this point, then you can use the eraser tool. So just hit Command D to make sure you haven't got anything selected. Go to the eraser tool, and remember I can control the size of this using the brackets, the square bracket tool. So for larger chunks in the background, it's easy for me just to erase that. But what you want to do is zoom right in. And if your product has got a straight edge, like mine, there's a little tip to help you rather than trying to freehand draw along the edge. So if I click at the top, then click where I want it to go, but before I click, hold Shift, and it will actually draw a straight line down for me. And now it's taken out that green edge that I no longer want. So all I'm doing is I'm holding Shift and clicking the whole way down. And it gives me that really nice, neat edge. And just enlarge it to get rid of pixels in the background. Corners you might just have to freehand slightly. But again, if I click and then hold Shift, click again, it creates that straight line. So I can either get rid of this shadow underneath or I can keep it, but I can easily create my own shadow in Photoshop. So I'm actually going to crop this out and then I can add in my own shadow. So again, click, hold Shift, click again. Again, this is still a little bit blurry here, so I'm going to do one more layer. So just zoom out every now and again just to check your product and make sure you're happy with it. So this is what we're aiming for, these nice, neat, clean edges. And once you've done that, make sure you hit save. And you've finished the first step of cropping out your product.